All right. Hello, everyone. Wish we were streaming at the usual time with better news to talk about, but that's the hand that we're dealt today. It's not looking good out there, fam. It's not looking good. Are you looking good, though? How are my chatters doing? Good morning. Let me say, Big Sis is here. I'm ready to yap with all my lovely people that deserve yapping content. Let me say hello. Thank you for the 10 months, Homer. I love you. Good little mod. Wait. Where's my little Homer? Where are you? Where'd you go? Where's my little Homer? Come through, baby. Come through. Where's my little Homer? Where are you? Aw. Did you change your design? Good little mod. Good little mod. Uh-oh. Nope. Didn't get you. You're fine today. Damoni, good to have you. Thank you for joining VCC TV. Good to have you. Morning Anna content. It's like summer. All over again. Chariot, great to have you. Gray, hope you're doing well. I'm probably still mispronouncing your name. Liv Lynn, good to have you as well. Hello, Rena. Good to have you, Bertlesby. I'm so glad to see you. Hello. Thank you for the follows. No, the Shy Kitsune. Good to see you, Pat. Great to see you. Classic Anna, indeed. Classic Anna content. Dog unionization. Who's up unionizing their dogs? Lol, wrong stream. Yeah. Okay, so I will pretty much get right into it, chat. Today we are talking about... Let me turn down the music a little bit more. Today we are talking about two payment processor situations. I put these streams on hold because there wasn't that much to talk about, and I didn't want to just like do streams where I was like, yeah, call up your payment processors. That's it. But there's been stuff happening. I feel like there's more that's been happening than just what I'm going to talk about today, but I do want to focus on two core issues that hit. I want to kind of broach doing these sort of like guerrilla streams again if stuff continues to hit with these two topics, which is Jinxxy was hit by payment processors, confirmed. They're talking about directly. We'll talk about what happened and what this means for creators, because there's some additional information. I was digging around their Discord. There's some additional information that might not be clear right away to some folks, and I want to arm VR chat creators, VTuber creators using Jinxxy, and I want to arm Jinxxy customers with the information they need to know. Jinxxy is just so you guys know, I'll give like a whole spiel later, Pat, so like it's easier when Homer's putting this VOD together to just like be able to have the information ready to go. But the TLDR is that Jinxxy is a very popular platform for mostly VR chat creators, but some VTuber stuff is there too. You can get VRMs and stuff. So Jinxxy is very good. A lot of folks here that are familiar with VTubing stuff or are VTubers themselves that are watching, that are lurking, I see you, I love you guys, will recognize Jinxxy actually through MyOshi, which is a popular MySpace-style social media network that Jinxxy is behind. So that's why everyone is friends with a name you will see as we chat, which is Lynx Jinx, who is behind Jinxxy. Lynx Jinx, also just want to say, very nice, very professional person. I think like briefly I chatted with her on Twitter once when I wrote about VR chat, because I shouted out Jinxxy, if I recall correctly, back when I was at Vice. I've only had like positive experiences, either seeing her operate in the public sphere or otherwise navigate and handle things related to Jinxxy. So someone I also have a lot of respect and think highly of. And I think you'll find that they're actually handling this situation, in my opinion, a lot better than Itch.io did. And we'll talk about that. They are very much boots on the ground, trying to figure out a solution to this problem in a way that benefits their community. I feel like they actively care more about the adult users on their platform than Itch.io did, and people have given Itch.io too much credit. People have basically Itch.io, in my opinion, I'm just saying this is my personal opinion, I'm not saying that anyone's told me anything. Itch.io, in my personal opinion, knew that the problem that it faced last year was inevitable and just simply like ran headfirst into it. So, is my personal opinion. Didn't payment processors learn the last time you don't fuck with people's livelihoods? And they're back. They keep fucking with us livelihoods. So, good to see you, by the way, Onyx. Hey, Bonehead. Well, indeed. So I'm gonna just go ahead straight into it. Let us blast off. To quote Hasanabi, let us blast off. Let me get Firefox. Oh. All right, let me adjust this for you all, homies. Remind me not to press notifications during the stream at all because I posted a thirst trap that's gonna get me banned from Twitch if I if I hit the notifications button. So you guys gotta remind me. Don't do that. Don't fuck up. Don't make this VOD like unavailable on Twitch. All right, so hello, Snow the Shy Kitsune. It's great to have you. Even if you are shy, I'm actually really glad to see you talk if you're shy. Why'd you bonk me? I'm a good girl. Okay. Serious mode. So 9:50 ET, February 27th, which was yesterday. Jinxxy hits up their Twitter and says, "We have just made changes to our policies surrounding explicit adult content on Jinxxy. Below is the full statement posted to our Discord. To those affected, we will be announcing an alternative soon." They have the mature content policy posted here, and then you can go on Discord and learn more information. I will read through, thank you, Onyx, I appreciate that. I will read through the entire message so you guys have the full information here, and then I will go through some messages from staff, including from Link's Jinx, that also provide additional context, because I actually saw some staff messages and I initially had the wrong impression of what this meant. And it is definitely payment processors clamping down on adult content on the site, but Jinxxy is trying to immediately, they're immediately trying to pivot in the situation. So let me zoom out again, lol, and I will read this for you all. Give me 1 second, chat. Let me cook. Okay. I am in the process of cooking, but a bitch is sleepy and drinking a monster to get through all this, so you're gonna have to be patient with her. Oh, this is I'm gonna have to be like maneuvering shit while I talk. Okay. Sorry. So the future of explicit content on Jinxxy. This was posted on Discord, their Discord. It was posted at, let me just make sure I have the time correct for you too. So this was posted yesterday at 9:07 ET. So this was posted in the evening Eastern time as well. So there's a bit of discussion afterwards following because it came relatively early in the night. Thank you for the lurk, Sirion Desperia. Remember, Anna, don't switch to notifications. Thank you. Okay. The future of explicit content on Jinxxy. Hey everyone, this is an important notice regarding the future of some of the content on Jinxxy. More specifically, explicit adult content. Please read the full post, as this is incredibly important and we're going to be as transparent as possible. What's happening? Recently, we've received notice from our payment processors that they are going to cut us off unless we crack down on the explicit adult content being featured on the marketplace. For the past couple of weeks, we have been and still are in the process of working with said processors to achieve the best deal possible for creators that ensures as little change as possible. However, in the meantime, some changes are going to be made. So I really want to stress here that they stressed that this has been going on for the past couple of weeks. I want to highlight this for two reasons. Obviously, this means that they've been in discussion for a hot minute. They've been thinking about this issue and how they're going to navigate it. This is very clearly something that they're telling their community about after some serious thought. It didn't just kind of hit them out of nowhere entirely, but just posting this message. But also, I've mentioned that it's around this time of year when we do start to see a flurry of payment processor hits happen, particularly around spring. In the past 2 years, spring, summer, I should be precise. Spring, summer, I've seen like a real flare up of this issue around that time. It's after the holidays. Everyone's back in work. I have a gut feeling that like MasterCard likes to review a lot of its clients around spring, summertime and like see what's going on with content that they find personally obscene, risky, they don't want to process payments for. It's just a gut feeling because I was doing a lot of discussion about this issue in 2024 around the spring, and then a lot of flare-ups happened in the summer in 2025, like right after spring ended. Basically, like May was kind of the start of like Steam being hit up, and I suspect around May or so, I believe, if I recall correctly, they first had like initial conversations, May, June. And I suspect that we're going to see more stuff like this hit soon. It's the end of February. So we're going to start seeing more announcements, I bet, in March and April. It's just my personal gut feeling. You know, I could be wrong, but it seems like it's around this time of year, the first 2 quarters, and especially when it's spring, summertime, around that region, we start to see more news like this. So, what is and isn't affected at Jinxxy? Let me just check chat real quick. Right around tax season as well. Yeah, that's funny. Payment processors need to stop trying to tell us how we spend our money. If I want to spend money on Vorny shit, then I should be allowed to without someone telling me I can't. In the classic words of Anna Valens, Truth Nuke. That is a Truth Nuke behavior right there. Truth Nuke just posted in the chat. What isn't affected at Jinxxy? Hi, Seahorse Maxie. Good to have you. Listings featuring the following content will be affected and no longer allowed. Thumbnails, product images, or description images containing sex toys, genitalia, anuses, areolas, nipples, etc., even if the content is marked with spoilers. I have seen that Jinx did confirm that basically male nipples are fine, but female nipples are not. Descriptions that discuss said content, for example, mentioning all of the toggles your model's genitalia has. Listings that will be unaffected and remain untouched. Suggestive clothing such as lingerie, bikinis, underwear, etc., as long as their listings don't feature any of what I listed above. And furry content, we know this is a concern as other sites have labeled furries as fetish content, i.e. Fansly. We will not be doing that. Now, I want to stress before we get into what this means for actual creators that have been affected, a couple things. First of all, when I read this and I was going through the mod messages, I actually thought, oh, this means as long as you don't announce that your content has that stuff, it's actually high key fine. And then Jinx, Lynx Jinx said, unless you are selling genitalia add-ons or sex toys, most users will be fine as long as they review their listings for the content mentioned by Spades. So this is really interesting. It basically means some of the nudity stuff will be probably okay if you don't overtly advertise it in your preview stuff. But if you are doing, Futanari add-ons, if you are doing use this sex toy on your avatar or use the sex toy of other avatars, you are going to have issues currently with the main Jinxxy site. I say the main Jinxxy site because we will be talking about steps Jinxxy is taking to resolve this issue. Again, I want to stress, I think Jinxxy is doing a bang-up job trying to figure this out, be as transparent as possible, and immediately pivot and figure out this situation. It is a 180 from Itch.io in that regard. They're basically we get it. Look, we understand. We are connected to you. We understand how important this is to you. So we are figuring out solutions ASAP, though it will take time. So I want to shout out Jinxxy again because I think they're handling this really well in a way that not every platform does. They clearly take their customers and their creators very seriously. What is going to happen to affected listings? What is going to happen to affected listings? It probably has something to do with financial year ending, usually, Homer says, by the way. I agree. Too busy morning to also be useful, but would be lurking. Thank you, Seraph. Morning to you as well. Not even a good fashion anus. Yeah, there's basically Jinxxy said no anal violence. No anal violence. Anal violence is not allowed on our platform. Haha. Anna Valens name joke. What is going to happen to affected listings? Immediately affected products will start to be unlisted and all affected creators will be emailed. So unlisted products can still be purchased via direct links. So this is a little similar to what happened to Itch.io, a little similar. But if affected creators can edit their listings to comply with our new rules, they can relist them on the marketplace. Any products that have not or cannot comply will be removed next week and will no longer be purchasable or manageable on the site. Customers will still be able to download their files, but updates and management of the files will be removed. So basically, if you bought one of those sex toy genitalia modifications and it cannot be posted on the site because it basically violates, at this point, just what payment processors would be comfortable with in any shape or form, you will not be able to have it publicly visible on Jinxxy, but those files can still be not purchased. They can't be purchased. They can still be downloaded by people that have purchased you. They just can't really be managed. They can't really be updated, but if there's an old 1.0 model that, at least can still be downloaded. Save for me, I'm scared of dildos. Hello, Big Chumbussy. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. So important notes. Our team will only be checking for the affected content listed above. We will not be checking product files nor checking if add-ons are available off platform or anything else. This is pretty good. This means that Jinxxy already is trying to take steps to not antagonize creators, and they're not being overly surveilling in this nature. You can also view the updated mature content policy here. I will look over this briefly, but I didn't look it over quite yet off stream. I felt like the most important stuff was in the announcement. Also added, we understand that a fair bit of you will be unhappy with these changes, but don't worry, we're working hard to combat the negative effects these changes may have. As stated above, we're currently in the process of working with our payment processors to achieve the best deal possible for creators that ensures as little change as possible. In addition to that, as another option for those creators, we are in final talks with 2 new adult-friendly payment processors to get them on board with us to introduce a new adult-friendly marketplace so we can continue to support those creators. These combative efforts are in the works, but unfortunately they will take a bit to get done. We're going through a lot of complicated processes dealing with banks, regulations, and additional forms of bureaucracy. So I gotta say right now, the fact that they are talking to 2 new adult-friendly payment processors, fat dub. This is like a complete 180 from the Itch.io situation. This is like exactly what I was talking about, where the Itch.io situation was very frustrating because they weren't doing like stuff like that. They were just like basically like up shit creek. But Jinxxy is like, we will just create like a new adult platform if need be, which is like fat dub, dude. Yo, actually, like Link's Jinx is so based for that. Like the announcement says, we have 2 promising options, but there's a lot of red tape and it's expensive. And like with anything, it takes time. And then also, again, I will just read this again so you all are on the same page. Unless you are selling genitalia add-ons or sex toys, most users will be fine as long as they review their listings for the content mentioned by Spades, who was the person that wrote the original announcement post on the Discord for Jinxxy. And we'll talk a little bit about stuff that Spades has posted as well. I'm just going to quickly skim the mature content policy here. No real life content, no adult services, no sexually explicit content. Content that contains simulated sexual activities is sexually explicit in nature. Sex toys, objects used for sexual gratification, genitalia, anuses, areolas, nipples is not permitted. This makes a lot of sense, and this explains why, like, if you're posting stuff that's like sex toys, you might have issues. There's general mature content, sexually suggestive content, violence or horror content. All content must depict characters as consenting adults. Content suggesting non-consent is not allowed. Okay, let me do a little bit of Google foo. I'm a little curious now. Let me get Internet Archive up and let me get good old-fashioned text compare up, because I want to see what has actually changed. What has actually changed with this mature content policy. I like to do this a lot when I'm reporting on this stuff, see like what actually has been altered, because you will find sometimes like stuff you didn't expect was changed. I love consensual horror slasher flicks. I love asking people for consent before they fucking cook my ass. Okay, so it looks, I'm gonna get text compare up, but the OG version of this mature content policy that was up in July 2025 and was updated in March 2025 does say all content must depict characters of consenting adults. Content suggesting non-consent is not allowed. So it's been in there. But I did find that obviously very curious immediately because in my personal experience, that's often a red flag that like a payment processor's grubby little hands were touching your rules. And they're like, can you make it clear that like everyone consents? Ooh, can you add the yogi sticker? Okay, so here's everything that was changed. So let me fuck up my screen a little bit so this is easier for you guys. Whoa, not like that though. That's crazy. That's crazy. Scuffed just chatting streamer. I'm cooked. Scuffed just chatting streamer. All right, so here's everything that has been changed. Changed with how things work. I'm just gonna keep the changed area here because I don't want to block off my big ass head. So One of the change rules, no sexually explicit content. Content that contains simulated sexual activities is sexually explicit in nature. Sex toys, objects used for sexual gratification, genitalia, anuses, areolas, nipples is not permitted. So that is an issue for the site. And I think that was the only thing that was actually added. Yeah, that's really the only serious change. Okay, wait. Sexually, I think they also, wait, let's see. So they used to also have a sexually explicit content section, content that is sexually explicit in nature featuring nudity or sexual themes. And then they just completely got rid of that. That's just banned now. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Basically, the TLDR is that a section that was once available on the site is now removed. That's actually really the TLDR of how the site operates and works now. So curious, very curious. I love consensual horror too, Descriptivist. I hope you're doing well. All right, let me blow this shit back up. Give me 1 second, chat, to fix my life. And also fix this too. All right, okay. Yay, I'm not a failed just chatting streamer anymore. Okay. So let's go through some of the additional information about what this means, because I know there's some folks here that use VR chat or will be watching this on YouTube and are like, what the fuck does this mean? So Spades was asked, or someone asked, what about SPS? So folks here might not know what SPS is. What's the proper term again? I always like have it on the tip of my finger. What is it again? Ugh. SPS. Oh, super plug shader. Duh. Right. Okay. So super plug shader, basically what you guys need to know is that this is a very popular shader that allows avatars to kind of almost like basically lock connect with each other. That's used oftentimes for sexually explicit activity in VR chat. So for example, if you want to set up your foot so you can like jerk someone off, if you want to set up your hand so you can jerk someone off, if you want to set up your mouth so you can blow someone, like that's basically what the way that it works. And so Spades replied when someone asked about SPS. SPS is a system not exclusively used for explicit adult content, so it's fine. Obviously, the stuff in the guidelines where you have to be careful about like not having like explicit content in your product is an issue, obviously. Like that's something you have to keep in mind. But this is good news. It means that like this is not going to affect the avatar ecosystem as significantly as it could. It's not like the payment processors like are saying like no SPS. They don't have that advanced of a knowledge of VR chat. And it's easy, I'm sure, for Jinxxy to argue that SPS is a very broad system. Like it'll allow you to pick things up, for example, not just like handle genitals. So this is very good news. If this was a major issue for payment processors, this would significantly fuck up the VR chat avatar ecosystem. It would make things very difficult because a lot of adult creators that are creating avatars for both safe for work uses and adult uses will have SPS as an adult feature. And they will just package it all together. Like you'll just download like for example, like maybe you download like Vel or something like that. And I forget specifically how her shaders work, if she used DPS or whatever. But if she had SPS, like you would have the SPS file and the non-SPS file like all together. For example, I remember specifically how she works, but some avatars are like that, where it's like there's a safe for work version of no SPS and there's an NSFW. Or in other cases, like you would go to someone else who sets up all the SPS stuff. I forget which ones do and don't have SPS, so I'm really sorry, guys, to those of you that are like VR chat like aficionados. They're like, Vel doesn't come with SPS. What are you talking about, dipshit? I completely forget. But it does work that way sometimes. Like there's a lot of avatars where it will just be like they bundle an SPS and non-SPS version together, or it's just SPS. It's just one avatar, and you just have to be careful with your toggles sometimes. Other things, Spades. So someone asked, so using the words NSFW are allowed still, and yeah, that's fine. So this could be worse. It's not bad. And then also someone asked about a clothing pack, and I forget specifically what was asked. Let me pull it up on Discord just so I have like the correct information for you guys. I hate dealing with Discord on desktop sometimes because it just like I'll search like from, and then like it's just like, no, we don't care. We're not gonna see who's from what. Where was it? Okay, I'm sorry, guys. If you mark the clothing as NSFW. This is what happens when you vibe code a fucking platform. Okay, so someone asked, well, anyway, what do we do now? I just realized they marked a clothing pack for an avatar's NSFW because it contained underwear and suggestive content, to which Spade said, if you mark the clothing as NSFW suggestive, it's fine as long as the preview images don't contain any of the explicit content we listed. So again, the good news is that with the sexually explicit content ban that Jinxxy has, this sexually explicit content ban is basically just wiping out a category that Jinxxy used to have. So as long as your content doesn't simulate sexual activities, isn't sexually explicit in nature, sex toys, objects used for sexual gratification, you can still have like sexy underwear and stuff. So which is good. That is a good sign. And then this is just confirmation. Spade said we have been in talks of new processors for a few weeks. More info to come. So I'm gonna reconnect with chat now. If you have any questions, fire them off. There's no queue or anything. I will say a couple things that I think you guys should be aware of. First of all, I think this kind of generally falls in line with what I've talked about with MasterCard threat intelligence, where they are looking deeper and deeper into more niche subculture stuff. Gaming, tabletop, VTubing. This is why a lot of VTubers have had their PayPals removed. And I'm sure AI has helped them figure out Jinxxy is a thing that they have to clamp down on. I want to stress that this should be really scary to folks in the VR chat and VTuber community. Not to panic and freak out, but just this is something you should be thinking about for a couple of reasons. Okay, guys? So, there's a couple reasons why. Let me connect with chat really quickly and see what you guys have been saying, and then I'll explain the larger big picture stuff you guys need to be thinking about with this, because this is a big one. This is a big one. I think a lot of folks still in games media that would cover Paypro stuff are going to glance over this one because they don't understand VR chat. They think of this as just like, it's just some weird niche. And this is big. Like, this is big in significant ways because this affects the VR space, and it affects very specifically the VTuber space in a way people will not always think of, because they often think of VTubers and VR chat folks as separated from each other. But Jinxxy has VRMs available. There are cases where people are going to basically do VTubing in VR chat or use VR chat models and put them in as VTuber avatars. So this does also affect the VTubing space as well. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me reconnect with y'all in chat. And we'll talk. Well, foot, I need to look into this. Feet for free. Do you guys want to see free feet really quickly? All right, here you go. Free feet really quickly. Done. My good dude for the day. My good dude for the day. Free feet. If you blinked, you missed it. But there you go. Free feet. Feet for free. All you bitches being like, feet for free. Yes, feet for free. Free feet. Sus? Yeah, I guess so. Are the feet bros affected? No. Unless well, you don't even have to worry about SPS too, because you can give foot jobs with SPS, but SPS is not affected. So I'm up early. You're up late. How are you doing, Ravine? I think you're just up like normal time. What's your question, Big Chumbo C? Also good to see you, Dow of Coffee. I hope you're doing well. Any questions in chat? I'm going to talk about the big picture stuff, but if you have any questions, hit them up now. Now's a good time. What if you had a model of vintage sexy clothing? Would that count? Lol. That is a great question. It looks to be fine right now as long as it doesn't violate any of those things in basically the mature content policy. So content that contains simulated sexual activities, is sexually explicit in nature, sex toys, objects used for sexual gratification, anuses, areolas, nipples is not permitted. So basically like sexy lingerie stuff should be fine as long as it doesn't have this issue. Hi, beer. As long as it doesn't have this issue. I forget if I misspoke and said some nudity is fine, but I don't think I did. But if I did, just be clear that like that clearly seems like it's going to be an issue. Hey, Wolf Silver. Ow! Ow! Was that pretty good? They can use the swimsuit defense, yeah, in some cases. And you can do sexy bikinis and sexy lingerie as long as it's not showing your nipples. As long as you don't willy it, you can wear the pinup outfit. Yes, I think that's basically it. You're always correct and Twitch is always wrong. It's the truth nuke. Wolf Anna. Should I do a werewolf ASMR? I'm hungry. I'm going to wake up my roommate and her girlfriend. Are they trying to extract compliance from my Oshi or something? No, I don't think that's the case. Could this affect my Oshi? I'm sure my Oshi will have to contend with some of this stuff, but it is very lightly monetized right now. Like it's very simple. There's not a lot of NSFW stuff. So, dude, I'm going to fucking wake. I'm sure I woke up like my roommate and her girlfriend doing all that. I'm sure they're like, why are you howling at like 11 in the morning, homie? Why? What it compels you to howl like a bitch? And I'm like, chat, dude. I love chat. Do you want to marry me, chat? Reminded of Ford the new wolf spice discovered. Hell yeah. I had an idea for a stream, please. I want to do a Yuri ASMR stream soon. Again, I want to do more Yuri ASMR. Howling is based in Red Pilled. Yeah. Let me ask my one friend right now. I'm just gonna ask her that. A chatter said this. Is this true? Am I werewolf mogging? Okay, we'll see what she says. Maybe she went back to sleep. Watching vintage etiquette videos and reacting to them? That would be sick. Oh my god. I read that as vintage like lingerie videos and reacting. I got so bricked up. Alright, so let's see. I want to talk a little bit about this Jinxxy situation. Give me 1 second, chat. One second. I want to talk a little bit because the Jinxxy situation is crazy. I would like vintage lingerie. Me too. One of my friends wants me to wear stockings. I can't check notifications. One of my friends wants me to wear stockings and take foot photos. I cannot check notifications. I have to fight the brainworms. So I want to talk a little bit about what this means in a bigger way. All right. So a couple things that you guys should know. So Jinxxy is one of the main VR chat marketplaces, especially after Gumroad had its NSFW ban. A lot of people went to Jinxxy. So obviously this is frustrating for a lot of creators working in NSFW content. I'm going to drop I'm going to be real. I'm going to drop a truth nuke on you all. VR chat NSFW content is a huge part of the VR chat ecosystem. In a lot of ways, you can think of it like the spiritual successor to Second Life in a limited aspect, not in the whole like live in like your house that you made in a world on a server, but more like highly and heavily customizing your avatar for sexual activity in a virtual space. This is a huge part of VR chat culture. Not everyone is doing it. Not everyone has avatars like this, but a lot of people make a lot of money creating explicit content in VR chat. And kind of de facto, especially if you're working on the JP side of VR chat, like you're kind of low-key expected to either have some SPS stuff eventually. Like, well, you're not expected to add SPS stuff to your avatars, but customers expect SPS add-ons to hit your avatars. Like customers will actively look for like having like the Celestia model. Let me bring her up. I literally have her in VRM form, which is actually a good segue into the next part shortly. Like, bam, here's Celestia, right? Well, not yet. I'm loading her in. But bam, here's Celestia. You recognize her. I use a lot of customizable stuff with her, right? A lot of times in VR chat, right? I have her up and I'm doing stuff with her. It's pretty normal for people to expect this booby jiggly girl, this lovely girl that you guys all know and love. You've seen her. It's pretty expected that there's going to be a lot of customizable stuff and also like NSFW stuff for her. Now, right? Like people are going to expect SPS stuff. This is part of VR chat culture. Now, to be clear, Booth is like heavily and primarily using the JP Eastern side of VR chat. Jinxxy is really more for the Western creators, so there is a divide. You will have people like Torneon who are like on the Eastern side that are doing stuff in the Western side. I use Eastern Western because that's also like an avatar kind of aesthetic classification. It's just a way to simplify it here. Like people describe avatars in Western style versus Eastern style, right? I'll stay in Celestia mode for a bit. So if Booth has a lot of avatars that either do have SPS built in some shape or form already out of the box, or those add-ons are in, and then the kind of opposite version of that for a lot of Western creators in the English-speaking VR chat avatar world is you've got Jinxxy, where Jinxxy has a lot of avatars that have built-in SPS. There's some add-ons and stuff for your avatars as well. I think like having like a built-in kind of like SPS feature in some shape or form on Jinxxy is not unpopular. Although I don't buy as many avatars because I'm more of a JP style avatar preference. I like being an anime girl in VR chat. Anyway, I'm just basically, this is a TLDR of me basically saying that there is a culture in VR chat of avatars having sexual activity ready to go, whether through SPS or more explicit features. This is, for example, Godfall, very popular Western avatar creator. Very popular appeal of Godfall is that you can take that thing and just hang out in VR chat worlds, or if you want to get naked and you want to do freak stuff, you can do it with Godfall avatars. Especially the more recent ones are very good in this regard. I have very, very high praise to give for what was it, God Whisperer, that I used a lot. But this obviously, Jinxxy being hit this way is obviously a big deal because this is such a part of VR chat avatar culture. There's also the simple fact that a lot of VTubers like to separate themselves from VR chat users, and they say if you're a VR chat user, you're not like technically really a VTuber, but the line is getting blurred and gray in a lot of different ways. There are a lot of VTubers that do what I do, which is that they are VTubers, but they're also hopping into VR chat and doing stuff in VR chat, not necessarily with their models, that is, or if they have a model, like it's highly specialized, or maybe it's based off one of the base avatars, maybe it's like Godfall with some extra stuff added in, or maybe it's, you know, like someone like Celestia or something with a lot of stuff added in, who knows. The other thing though is that I do think there is like this kind of unfair divide placed where if you're like a VR chat, like fancy thought girl, e-girl, you're not really seen as a VTuber, and that's not entirely true, because the reality is the marketplaces that people use for VR chat can or are marketplaces that are also used for VTubers. So Booth, which has a lot of VR chat stuff, and Booth is a general marketplace, it's not just for VR chat, but Booth has a lot of VR chat and VTuber customers, for example, right? Jinxxy has VRMs available. Like, I will literally show you guys in a way that doesn't get me banned from Twitch. I will literally show you guys. You can search for avatars that have VRMs. So let me pull up avatars. I'll just do human style because that's my preference. I'm a cuck. And I'll search anything that's got... Here, let me pull it up. This is safe for work. I can show this to you. This will not get me TOS'd. So if I'm scrolling over here, and I select, let's see if you guys can see this, VR chat Quest, Chill Out VR, Resonate, all VR platforms, and then, VTubing platforms, VC Faced, Warudo, VRM. So, for example, let me select Warudo, right? And then you'll have all these avatars set to go in Warudo pop up. Some of them quite sexy. Let's say I just want a VRM. Whoops. Change that to VRM. I'll take off the human toggle. Bam, these are avatars that you can VTube with. There's a decent amount of them. You might have even seen some VR chat, like VTubers doing stuff on Twitch. So I really need to stress that a lot of people will immediately think Jinxxy, that's just for VR chat, but there is a reason why my Oshi is run by the Jinxxy folks. And it's very simply because of the fact that there is that cross section. There are VTubers that are VR chat girlies doing VR chat fansly stuff. There are VR chat folks integrated with VTubers. I really think if you are a VR chat girly, you are just a VTuber. You might not be part of all the Ian Idol stuff. You might not know like who like all the big names are. Maybe you recognize someone like Powder, who was like in the VR chat world for a little bit and then kind of more integrated into VTubing. Or maybe like, you know, Fillion because it's Fillion. Like, you know, she's fucking Fillion. Like, she's 5 million epic trackers on her. And she's really talented at the athleticism and like humor and stuff. But there is already the VR chat VTuber connection to begin with. Combine that with the fact that this is another case where VTubers are facing like some payment processor woes, whether it was the originally like the HoloLive kind of HoloShop stuff with what was it, like ShopPay and PayPal, whether it's random VTubers getting hit with their PayPals even though they do safe for work content, and now a marketplace where you want to get avatars like this for the more explicit stuff so you can maybe allude to them on the side. You're going to have issues now because of payment processors being upset with Jinxxy. So keep in mind that this affects the VR chat world significantly, but also it's not a clean disconnect between VR chat and VTubers. So this does affect VTubers as well, and VTubers should be aware of what's going on and should be a little nervous that this is going to start to affect marketplaces that are selling VTuber assets that might be suggestive NSFW. So, all right, let me catch you with chat while I get you the other point that you need to be aware of that's really huge about this. Heaven help us if the Gooners realize their waifus get censored. In Latin America, most VTubers are 3D, so the intersection of VR chat is a lot clearer. I think Ravine makes a good point here as well, which is that the EN VTubing space thinks a lot about EN VTubing in the English VTubing way, and they think about JP trying to appeal to EN in some shape or form. So a lot of times when people talk about the VTubing industry, what's going on in like EN VTubing, they only think about EN VTubing. There are like EN VTubers that think about EN VTubing and think EN VTubing is like the most important, second most important or most important format, industry, region, language for VTubing. Ravi makes a good point that no, actually it is really like, this is something that like people in EN need to be paying attention more to, because there's also regional cross connection that's happening, right? Like, what was it like? God, what's her name? I want to pronounce it right. A really good example of this is I don't want to show like some of the stuff that she's done on stream, is Riragaki, right? The French like rat girl VTuber who basically got kicked out of the French VTubing community and then integrated into EN, right? Like stuff like that does happen sometimes. She got kicked out basically for being like a super chub piece of shit. Anyway, Ravine makes a good point though as well, that like this affects VTubers and also VR chat users, because VTubers and VR chat users and the interconnection between the two, and just people who use like that VTube, people that are part of a VTubing industry, people that are using VR chat, a lot of regions, a lot of languages, a lot of people in different areas. So as Ravine points out, there is more of an interconnection between the VR chat and VTubing space. It's just they're connected together. So what's happening in Jinxxy significantly affects, you know, any Latina like VR chat users. You know, if you're like a Latina VR chat, Latina like VR chat VTubers. It's like this really interconnected community. Like if you are a Latina like VTuber who's spending a lot of time in VR chat, what's happening at Jinxxy is not like, oh no, my VR chat side has been affected. It's like, how is this going to affect like my career as a VTuber? You know, like, so it's important to also keep in mind that this affects a lot of people that are in both sides of that sphere, because it's not both sides of that sphere in different regions. Sometimes it's just like the same sphere. So I appreciate you bringing that up, Ravine, because it also is a good point. A lot of what I've been discussing is how does this affect EN, but the reality is VTubing is more than just EN, actually significantly more, because also a lot of times agencies will be looking around for people that are not just in JP or EN, like the JP EN sort of like geographical regions either. They are paying attention to what's happening in other sides of VTubing. This is a sizable thing happening in VTubing. Are they doing the hot tub streamers with VTuber? I wish. That'd be sick. The biggest VTuber in Mexico is a dancer. Excellent point. That's an excellent point. And I'm not surprised either. I mean, like VR chat, that category, if you want to do ASMR, like on VR chat, I think it's actually better to be in the ASMR category. But if you want to do visual ASMR, basically what you do is like actually dancing. Like that's actually the most popular thing to do on Twitch as a VTuber. You basically are doing soft cam streams. You're basically like a soft cam girl. Like it's not that much different. You're just kind of like wearing nice full body trackers and flailing your hips around, and people are saying that, oh, you're sexy. That's the top like VR chat streamers alongside like the goofy just chatting ones that also wear sexy outfits. So honestly might start buying more by Jinxxy because they're a decent company. I think it's well run. I think they're very connected with their community, and I think Lynx Jinx is a good professional individual, and I think that the communication that they're showing here and the professionalism, like if you go through their Discord, like it's been really good. Like this is one of the few times where I think a platform has handled this in one of the best ways they possibly could, because a lot of times platforms don't. They just actually don't really care about the adult side. You can like Jinxxy is very like by and for the creators type site, so it's different. You know, Itch.io is not like that. They've clearly have resentment and tension about the adult community. They've had it. People don't understand it because they are a little rainbow capitalist by Itch.io. Damn, wonder what we call this. Probably call epic. It was like 4 a.m. I woke up. I saw that like us in Israel bombing Iran. I was like, oh, I can't do this. I'm going back to bed. The world's fucked. I asked my friend if I'm werewolf mogging. I think she went back to bed. I might not be werewolf mogging. Do you guys know what mogging is? I learned it from her. She showed me clavicular on Adam Friedland, and I feel like I've just had my brain like... I understand what the right wing says about the microchip from the vaccine in your brain now, because that's what it feels like. Like, my whole entire perspective has been changed. I'm constantly thinking, am I voice mogging? Am I frame mogging? Am I VTuber mogging? Am I VR chat mogging? Am I coffee mogging? Am I mogging? Am I mid mogging? That's when you have a mid off and you're better. You're more mid, or maybe less mid. I'm trying to figure that out. Are you vor mogging? Are you vortuber mogging? Are you giantus mogging? Me and her decided that if there's two people and one of them's the giantus is always frame mogging. Clavicular manslaughter classic. Anna's mid jester gooning. I understand what jester means now, and I feel like the internet, for the first time, I actually feel like the internet's turned my brain into sludge. Looks maxers are just cis men of gender dysphoria. If it is brain slap and instead of being funny, it's just sad. Are you choker mogging? Yeah, baby. Are you fuda mogging? Are you girl cock mogging? These words are confusing me. Are you mogging? Are you mogged out right now? I'm in my mogging era, dude. I'm mogging out here. People talk about how those words are used like in a way that like reinforces that like incel slop is taking over the world, but like the reality is a little bit more like people use it extremely ironically. I've never said like, oh, I'm like looks maxing. I'm like in my Valorant pill era. I'm in my VTuber arc. I've never used those words seriously. Like I'm actually on 4chan. I'm just like, it's so goofy. Like it's campy. It's such an over the top way to express yourself, which I think like people don't understand. Like we're making fun of it when we say like, oh, I'm like being so frame mogged right now. Like only a fucking psychopath thinks about the world in terms of whether their shoulders look nicer than like someone else's shoulders. Like that just is like a good way to like give yourself like extreme body dysmorphia. Jester, classic, I don't even know her. Welcome to our world, Homer. We barely understand the online lingo. I interact with 11-year-olds and they do say it ironically. No, I mean seriously. They say it seriously. They say it serious, not Jay. Because like when I say it, it's Jay. When my friends say it, it's Jay. We're just fucking around. Like we have brainworms, but like they're not like that. It's a different kind of brainworms. Our brainworms are like cooler. What if my ASMR doesn't make me sound big and round enough, you know? Like, that's what my brainworms are. Thank you for the lurk, Sarif. I appreciate you. I got asked once if I knew who the Rizzler was. Well, do you? Do you know? We're going to move into Substar in a second, by the way. Do you know? I don't know who the Rizzler is. Anna was mid-jester gooning a VR chat when 6'5", estrogenic, Ember talks, Mog turn, spiked her cortisol levels. Can you clip that, send that to Ember, and see how much she understands? Can you clip that and send that to Ember so we can figure out like whether she actually knows what's happening here? Thank you. I'm gonna send in a free howl. Thank you for the howl redeem. What's going on with my typing today? I don't know. Your typing is like so like I'm grammar mogging you right now. See? Bam! Grammar mogging you. You look great, better, amazing. However, I am superior. Bam! Grammar mogged. You just got grammar mogged. Okay, enough of this bit. Remind me not to look at my notifications. Okay. Brought to you by Grammarly. It's like people who are starting to call themselves chuds, but a meme type way. True. We are moving on to the next really important maybe payment processor thing, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know what the fuck is going on with payment with Substar right now. I don't really know. Don't look at notifications. Anna, thank you. I keep on forgetting. You guys are like my intrusive thoughts. I really appreciate you in this time. I'm gonna pull up one other thing. Give me 1 second, chat. Ooh, I need to find where the fuck I posted this thing. Yeah. So, okay. I was talking to, thank you for the clip, Homer. I was actually talking to Homer a bit about this because Homer has had some issues. I wanted to, actually, before I talk about the exact payment processor thing, I'll talk about this, which I posted about and I'd heard other people were dealing with, and I believe Homer dealt with a situation like this as well. So let me talk about this first. So it seems that Subscribestar was doing reviews of posts, and this started sometime this month, most likely, I believe this month. So I posted on February 25th when I had shared like a preview 3DO, like ASMR binaural audio. I had posted it. I had seen other creators talk about dealing with this. So essentially, I had made a post on my Subscribestar, and I received this banner. And this post is currently under review. It'll be accessible to your subscribers as soon as review is done. An average review takes around 4 hours. So I worked on another ASMR after this one that I posted more broadly to my subscribers. And that one took about like 18 to 20-ish minutes to be approved. I think it was a little bit similar for this one as well. It didn't take me a full 4 hours, but there was a situation where there was someone Homer was subscribed to that said that they had uploaded a new post and Homer didn't get it in their public feed. They didn't get it like an email notification or anything for a bit of time, and then it was posted. Like, if I recall correctly, Homer, right, you had to actively seek it out on that person's page to look at it, right? You had to actually go to their page. So it might have been because of, yeah, Homer says yes. So it's interesting because it was not sent to Homer's feed or email right away, but it was posted, but it probably wouldn't have been posted if it was because of AI review. So a very odd situation Homer had to deal with. And then afterwards, Homer also came up to me and said, hey, it just so happens like my payment information is wiped in Subscribestar. I had to put it back in. And that was something the other people have been dealing with Subscribestar as well, alongside this AI review thing this review thing going on. Probably based on AI because it's taking very short time to review content. But as this was going on, I don't think the banners are in place anymore. I've heard creators say I'm not getting AI reviewed anymore. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like you initially go through a few reviews, then like they diminish it. If it's early accounts, but they did a run through on everyone. I don't know what's happening with this. Just it was, and apparently now it might not be. I'll test it myself when I go back to do Subscribestar stuff. But there was also this post that dropped. Remind me not to look at my notifications. It's never been more over. This is a very popular adult content creator, by the way. Patchy said, it's never been more over. I noticed a sudden drop off in income on Subscribestar in recent days. I emailed them and apparently the sun is in my eye. Apparent it really hurts. I emailed them and apparently recurring payments are paused for now. It's clear that they're being pummeled by payment processors right now, and my hopes for the future are really bleak. And you can see this insane drop off in income. Now, I saw a bit of a drop off this month. I looked through, and I think a good chunk of like the 8 subscribers I lost on Subscribestar, they left reasons for leaving, and a lot of it had to do with the same I've always seen, which is the economy sucks. Their finances are getting worse. They really can't afford someone like myself right now. Pretty understandable. Oh my God, the sun is in my eyes, guys. The sun is in my eyes. I'm cooked. Okay. So pretty understandable for them to have to go through, right? But, this is not the only person that has suggested that something is fishy. I've also seen Glassfish say on Blue Sky, heads up for anyone subscribed to me or to any artist on Substar. Please check if your card info is still in your account settings, as it may have been removed recently and you'll likely just have to re-add it to keep your subscriptions. There's also someone else who also addressed this as well. Let me find it really quickly because I completely forgot about this, but also was talking about this issue as well. Yeah, okay, I'm actually seeing more posts about this. I'm seeing a couple more posts about this. So let me also bring this up really quickly. Live. We'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live, chat. We'll do it. Yep. Okay, here's a couple other posts about this as well. So we've got over here on Blue Sky as well. Another creator says, hey, this is Nikoffee. Hey, sorry, but I kind of have to make this in everyone because I don't know if people already lost their rules or not. Substar apparently has been having some issues with automatic extensions being deactivated or cards being forgotten by their system. I, for one, found it, had forgotten my card, but it worked fine after I re-added it. Apparently, they've been having some sort of issues with their payment processor, ? According to other posts I've seen, they are aware of the issue and hoping to fix it within a few weeks. If you're subbed to my or someone else's Substar, please be sure to double check if your card is still connected or if anything has broken on your side of things. To which another person also added, we had, who is it over here? We had Twitchy Animation say, Substar has decided to purge every single user's payment information. That means if you're sub to me or anyone else, you better go and check to redo it, because otherwise we all go poor on the start of the new month. And also we had one user say, QRT that and say, just check my Substar account and it sure doesn't have any payment info all of a sudden. I actually haven't checked my own Substar subscriptions to make sure whether my card was there or not, but this is obviously really bad. I need you guys to understand basically the way Substar works. Substar makes creators on Patreon, Substar make money the same way a gym often makes money. Maybe you use it sometimes, maybe you don't, maybe a couple months go by, but a lot of people just keep the recurring payment on because they want to support a creator, or maybe they're not going to look at your stuff today, but they might in 3 weeks from now or a month from now. So they might as well just keep the subscription on. You know what I mean? And so this causes a lot of issues. The sun is right in my eyes, dude. The sun is right in my eyes. It's actually fucking up my VTuber model's eyes. Okay. I figured it out. I think I figured it out. This is why I don't stream in the middle of the day in the winter. This is a really big deal for content creators to have your billing information from users wiped out completely, because what this does is it destroys the financial incentive of the subscription service model, which is that people subscribe for a large amount of reasons. And one of the big reasons is they wanted to listen to your content once and they just keep the recurring subscription on without thinking about it. This is actually a way a lot of creators make money. The same way that gyms love doing those New Year's day get in shape deals January 1st. So you fucking subscribe to Planet Fitness and never go back. You are the best customer if you are not accessing the machines. Now, obviously, I want you to pay for my stuff and listen to it. There's no maintenance costs if you don't listen to my stuff. I'd prefer all 90 people that are, or whatever, 193 whatever on Subscribestar listen to my stuff that's posted. But the people that just leave it on recurring are a huge baseline amount for a lot of people. For Substar to do this is a massive fuck up. This is a massive fuck up. And Homer was one such affected person. So I've been running around warning everybody, hello, please check to make sure you can subscribe to me, because I don't want to lose $600 at the start of the next month. I need that money. So this is particularly bad. Now, no one knows why this is happening, but it's obviously freaking people out. Kumogoro Goro, a VTuber I personally like a lot, I think she's an amazing ASMR artist, said, I might need to open a fan box just in case things go south. If you use Subscribestar, check to see if your recurring payment is still going. The creators you love will appreciate it. Also, fuck payment processors. And I feel so bad for Kumo here, because you need to understand, she basically got banned from Patreon. And then she tried coffee and people warned her, you can't do coffee. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll go to Subscribestar. And I feel really bad because now, Subscribestar is fucking over. This is a woman that should not have to be yo, I gotta open a fan box now. In the course of, a couple of years, she's basically had to, jump apartments more than, a fucking Brooklynite. It's insane. This is crazy. All because she does the cute little sister emoto lolly voice audio content. It's crazy. Hi Twin Tails. Oh yeah, hi Nevi. It's good to see you. Oh yeah, I don't seem to have my payment info on Substar. Billing info, you don't have any payment options at the moment. Same for me, you don't have any payment options at the moment. No, Twin Tails, you came in just to the right part. I do mean to cycle through different creators and then get too lazy to do that and stick to one for months. To Kumo love the goat. I know if no one's got me, Kumo's got me. I don't actually know Kumo personally, but we've liked each other's posts now and then, so there you go. I think Kumo's very talented. I greatly like Kumo. What was I gonna say? My IRL friends like Kumo too. My Boo Boo Core is a Kumo fan. What was I gonna say? Fuck, what was I gonna say? The sun is still in my eyes. I'm cooked, chat. This is really bad. There's been a lot of speculation and worry about where Subscribestar is gonna go, because you can never really fully advertise yourself as the alternative, because inevitably a payment processor knocks on your door and asks, yo, what's up? This is why Subscribestar has like an alternative to Substar, as like basically via like an OnlyFans style thing. They have their own I forget what it's called, like star pages or something that they're trying to get Ember onto. But this is really bad. This is really bad because this is a little bit worse than what we've normally seen if this is a payment processor thing, because completely wiping out people's billing information and essentially like leaving everyone high and dry means like people will sit there and made a risky switch to Substar only to lose a lot of money randomly out of the blue that they're relying on to pay rent, pay utilities, pay your mortgage, whatever. People rely on Substar to literally afford food and like pay their bills. Like there are artists that only get money from Substar, or like significant amount of money is from Substar. All my like the thing I make the most from is obviously like rent payments and stuff like that, and then the next thing is Substar, like $900 to $1,000 a month on there. Then tack on Patreon, which will be like $300 to $400, and then add in like Twitch and commissions. That's like $3K a month for me. Like all of that together is like $3K a month, sometimes more. Like losing Substar like a significant amount is really bad for me, for example. And I feel really kind of fucked because I'm relying on them in case Patreon kicks me. So yeah, you creative types are getting back-ended pretty hard this week. It's really true. I really recommend, I'm so sorry, my eyes are doing that. It's because this fucking sun in my eyes. I really recommend, if you are someone who is on Substar, subscribe to me, or any creators, doesn't have to be me, please check and see what's going on with your account. Please check, make sure your billing information is still all good. I have in Discord, I've posted announcements about this. On my Substar, I posted announcements about this. If you're having issues putting in your billing information for any reason, I highly recommend you make the switch over to Patreon instead. Just bite the bullet. It's the same content on my end. You'll get access to all the same things. It's not like any content that was exclusive paid has been removed. All the stuff that Patreon made me remove was already publicly available. I didn't remove any stuff that like would have been paid, but Kumo Reflex, I want to highlight Kumo here because, one, I heard it from her originally, but also, two, like I saw her post, not that she DM'd me, but two, not the burp, three, I'm thinking the same things that she is. I'm like, do I do what Yogi did and just go on Fanbox now? And I don't want to make you guys like subscribe to another place. Like, that's not fair to you guys. Like, you guys have dealt with enough crazy shit that I've had to deal with this past like 12 months. So yeah, it's not good. I don't know what's happening with Subscribestar. I want to contact them and figure out if they've been hit by a payment processor. I have not contacted them yet. I've not heard from them yet or anything. They haven't contacted me, but I'm going to reach out to them and figure out myself. And then if it's confirmed that this is like a payment processor based situation, well, that would be pretty cringe. It would not be based. And I wouldn't be surprised if like they switch payment processors and like they basically had to like, there's some petty, like you have to wipe out all billing information in order to do it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But this is not great. This is really bad, and this is uniquely bad. I've never seen a site like fuck up this badly with billing information before for creators. And more weird and sort of shitty of them that if they did that, they didn't tell anyone what's going on. I think that's the big thing too. We all are quietly and silently finding this out, and Substar tends to do this. They quietly and silently communicate things not to panic people, but it inevitably panics people because no one's hearing what's going on. And then everyone doesn't know what's going on. And then it gets really fucking like awful to deal with. It gets really bad to deal with. It like sucks to deal with as a result. It sucks. Like everything about this fucking sucks to deal with for creators right now, for people that are trying to create content. Obviously this is just, again, more proof that things are not great for content creators right now. The vibes are not immaculate. They are pretty fucking cringe. I'm also looking if there was any other Paypros stuff going on right now too. I did talk a little bit about this earlier. There's attempts to pull basically trans education from the internet. Not the internet, I'm sorry. From from educational classrooms, and it's pretty easy for that to become some like legal precedent turnkey to start using harmful to minors age verification bills in the U.S. to start to argue that like trans information should not be accessed online. I think that's just something people should follow because it's super inevitable that that's going to happen. That's why all these bills don't, like most of them, not all of them, most of them don't say like sexual content. They say harmful to minors content they're targeting. So yeah. And more weird and libraries too. Yeah. Our rep is responsible for that. Yeah. It sucks right now, dude. It sucks ass. Sucks asshole. Sucks asshole. Do you guys have any questions about these two discussion topics? I'm going to look for a couple more things to catch up on because it's been a while. I haven't talked as much in a dedicated stream about Discord age verification, but as these censorship announcements roll out, expect me to do more guerrilla streams like this again, just because you guys really need to, mostly girls really, you girls do need to be in the loop about this stuff, but I'm not going to cover everything like I did last year where any small news drops and we talk about it. I'm going to keep it to the big stuff. So yeah, I'm checking too. There is, I didn't talk about this, but the UK also has the incest porn ban going on right now. I looked through the amendment that would, that if it passes would be quite bad. It would not affect artwork, but it would affect human performers, anyone. And it likely wouldn't affect mommy dom content unless they felt like a law enforcement officer felt that like you're creating, publishing, possessing content that was a little too incest coded. But the incest porn amendment that everyone is concerned about in the UK is also about pretending, which is very weird. But it doesn't like it's not about like literally like a sister and a brother having sex and published to a porn site. It's also about if you are role playing, which is pretty bad. Don't let the British learn about manga. I mean, I'm nervous that this stuff starts with, oh, it's just images. It's just like people acting it out and role playing it. And then it becomes, no, it's actually about the artwork as well. It doesn't seem like the worst, but once it's there, they could just extend it like they're doing with OSA and VPNs. Yeah. I agree. Okay, so I will say a couple things while I'm also just doing a quick news sweep. I think if folks are upset about what's happening to Jinxxy and potentially Subscribestar, what they should do is, if they are not feeling very confident about the call campaigns, whether that will change things, I think one thing that folks should consider and should do is create memes trashing MasterCard and Visas and PayPal's images. Do stuff like, here, I'll show you how simple it can be. I will do this right now. This is live shit posting. We are going to do it fucking live, okay? So, here, like, let me fucking, give me 1 second to cook. We're going to clown on them live, chat. It's going to be sick. Base and epic. No, I want to open this shit with GIMP. That's a funny name. Maybe they're going to censor GIMP next. They're like, that's too sexual. You have to call it like GNU image. You have to call it like complex, unique computer graphics, cuck. I'm making breakfast for chat. I made this delicious drumstick thing for breakfast yesterday because I was like, I went to the store. I was like, I haven't been cooking as much as I want to. I want to cook. I want to cook. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just bake. I'm going to like bake chicken. I'm going to bake like drums, like drumsticks, and have that for breakfast, like chicken drumsticks. So I like basically like I covered in salt and I put Italian seasoning on it. And I just like sprayed, you know, some good oil on the foil sheet. And I cooked it for 375, 45 minutes. And oh my God, It was so juicy, like it was juicy. Like I would bite into it and it would just drip out down my hand. It wasn't like a dry brine or anything. Like it didn't brine it because it didn't set out enough. Like I didn't put the salt on long enough. I'd have to put it out for a couple hours and I just want to eat. But the way, oh my God, it was so delicious. It was so good. I was like, we are so back. I'm in my cooking era. I'm cooking like a lot. I'm going to be cooking a lot again. I also want to save money and be responsible right now. So I'm trying to be like a good girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to cook literally so I can save money. Step bro, what's dripping down your hand? Mukbang stream. Do you guys want me to do a mukbang stream soon? Okay. This is not what I want. GIMP. Yeah, this is what I want. GIMP. Okay. Let me show you guys how easy it is to fucking shitpost on these clowns, on these fools. Okay, so we have the MasterCard logo right here, right? Me when I'm dripping down Anna's hand. Memes live. We're creating memes live. Okay. This is all you need to do. So I'm gonna pick a good ass font. I'm gonna pick a font that says "I have sex." I'm gonna get so much mad pussy with this Paypro meme. That's the only reason why anyone posts on the internet. It's to get laid. Anyone who tells you otherwise is clowning on you. All right. I hate. Wait. Hold on. What's going on here? I hate. Wait. Wrong font. What's going on over here? I'm getting sabotaged in my brain. I hate gay people. And then we're going to duplicate this, right? We're going to... Hi, Raven. Okay, so we got one that says, I hate gay people. And then we're going to duplicate this. We're going to duplicate this, right? So we're going to take this and we're going to slide it on over. Whoops, wrong one. I don't know how that happened. Pick a layer. Yeah. Okay, whoops, wrong one. Okay. Want to keep it looking professional, right? And then this one says like, I hate anime. I hate female presenting nipples. Okay. So we're gonna, move this up. We're gonna move this up. Nope. This should be this one. Yeah. Make it like, yeah. Then and then we're gonna shrink it a little bit. There we go. And then we're gonna reorient some more. We want everything to look. Just because we're shitposting doesn't mean it's not an art form, guys. It's an art form. I'm gonna do it like right here. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. All right. Shitposting is an art. Yeah. Private though, only she watched. Twitch app was glitching. Who's up glitching? Okay, so it says, I hate gay people. I hate female presenting nipples. I want to make the I hate gay people a little bigger. I really want everyone to know that MasterCard hates gay people. Okay. Because they do. They do hate gay people. They clearly do. Okay. Okay. I hate gay people. I hate female presenting nipples. The M and ASMR stands for memes. Yeah, true. Okay, so we got I hate gay people. I hate female presenting nipples. And then we add in the middle. In the middle, it's we hate our customers. Yeah. Whoops. Move the active layer. Yeah, we hate our customers. We hate you. We fucking hate you. Yeah. We fucking hate our you. No, we fucking hate you. Yeah. And we'll make this a little smaller. Do this. We hate. Thank you, Sandrock, for the T1. I hate gay people. I hate female presenting nipples. Wait, we hate women. We hate women's bodies. Yeah, this is good. We hate women's bodies. Yeah. Now this is cooking. This is cooking. We hate gay people. We hate women's bodies. And we changed the font. We changed the font here to really make it stand out. We're going to really make this font stand out. We're going to make this font cook. I'm looking for something that's like, oh, shit. Comic Sans. Oh, yeah. We fucking hate you. Yeah. All right. We like this so far. We're not done yet. We like this so far, though. We like this so far. Did we cook a little? Because there's more stuff that we got to do. We hate gay people. We hate women's bodies. We fucking hate you. I sent you my meme, Anna. All right, let me take a look. I'm not gonna spoil it yet. That's great. I'm cooking it a little. Okay. So first, now we're gonna make it fancy. We're gonna make it fancy so it looks professional. So we're gonna go for that drop shadow. We're gonna make this white. We're gonna do blur radius. Bring it close. Bring it close. Bring it close. Bring it close. And then drop the opacity a little bit. Looks kind of nice, right? Looks kind of fresh. And then I'm going to save that preset as MC. And then we're going to just apply that to everybody. We hate gay people. We hate women's bodies. Okay. I'm going to make it look fresh. Okay. We hate women's bodies. But the we fucking hate you is going to look a little different. This one is going to be long shadow. Let's make it, let's see, what if we do, and then, well, okay, well, if we try this, no, I don't want that, I want a different color, Okay. I have an idea. What if we... Sans Undertale befriended the MasterCard CEO's mom last night. Crazy content being posted here right now. Crazy content being posted. Okay. What if this was white? White person be like, what if this was white? We fucking hate you. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. That pops. That pops. That fucks, right, chat? That looks good. And then we're going to do a long shadow effect. We're going to make it maybe like this. We're going to do this one. And then we're going to just apply it again. So like it really gets the theme, like this is the whole logo fucking hates you, by the way. Yeah. Isn't that sick? Isn't that sick? We fucking hate you. Pops like popping those girls' foods on New Year's Eve. Ayo! Ooh! Ow! Okay, now we need like content above. We need like, let's do impact. And like, let me look up what MasterCard's current like logo is. Let me save this first because I'm cooking really hard. Like, what's their current slogan? MasterCard. Okay. What's their current? Okay, MasterCard slogan. What is it right now? Because there's always like, there's some things money can't buy. For everything else, fuck you. Imagine me a girl fruit. God, I wish that was me. Oh, the guy got so bricked up right now. They have stuff like together the possibilities are priceless, innovative solutions for a safer, smarter digital economy. All right, I think I've got an idea. I'm gonna make this like darkish blue. Yeah, like that. And then I'm gonna be like, we appreciate you as our customer. Unless you draw unless you draw pornography, in which case MasterCard wants you to go broke and die. I think it's a little too strong. There's some things money can't buy it. Someone has a lot of punch as is. Wait, okay. There are some things money can't buy. Wait. Okay. What's the priceless thing? What if I triple the length? Priceless. Okay, there are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Okay. There are some things money can't buy. Unless you draw pornography. Wait. Okay. I'm trying to cook. I don't want to be corny. Me, badass. There's some things money can't buy. Hating artists and women's bodies. And then it's going to say priceless. Yo, I think we might have cooked. I'm gonna recenter some things. Let me get this aligned. Okay, fried donuts, yummy. How do we do we think this is good? Do we like this? I closed chat. Whoops. I don't know why I did that. It slaps. I'm gonna move a. Whoa! 1 second. You guys have not been seeing the full thing. Or do we think it's better just saying priceless? I was gonna throw in the MasterCard logo too at the bottom. Move this up a little bit. Whoops. Okay. Perfect. And then, not my best, but I'm EP. Nah, good work. Move this up a little bit. And then I think some things money can't buy. Make that a little bigger. Make her bigger. Make her fatter. Yeah. And then I think there are some things money can't buy. We give that a little bit of a shadow as well. Black. Nope. Reset. Make it black. Very small length. Nah, I'm gonna give it a drop shadow. Fuck it, drop shadow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. This looks good. We're not even done yet. There's still one more thing I want to do. This looks so good, though. This looks so good. This looks so fucking good, chat. This looks so good. Yeah. Oh, shit. The We Hate Women's Bodies got moved around. Oh, fuck. This is easy to fix, though. Okay. Just... I didn't want it to get moved around like that. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Nope. What did I... Oh, this explains a lot. Okay. Oh, this is a lot easier than I thought it would because I didn't merge it. That's why. Okay. Perfect. We hate gay people. Let me move the we hate gay people too. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move it. This is an artiste at work. And then we just take this. Excuse me, an artist is working. There we go. We hate gay people. We hate women's bodies. We fucking hate you. And then add subtle areolas would be crazy. And then, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this like this. And then the piece de resistance. I'm going to save. We're going to flatten the image. Where's the flatten button? Where's the make her flat? Yeah, okay. The piece de resistance. Thank you, Coop. Okay, so we're gonna have a vignette effect, but we're gonna make it very minor. It's gonna look sinister. We want it to look a little sinister. Like, fuck these guys. See? Isn't that peak? Isn't that not peak? Is that not peak? Bam. Peak just dropped. Yeah, they basically, what is it if not just a woman's vagina? Did peak not just drop in this chat, in this Chili's tonight? I'm feeling peak. I'm feeling peak. This is a fire-ass meme. This is about to do numbers on Threads. This is about to do numbers on Blue Sky. This is about to do numbers on MySpace. A meme against Paypros censorship with the MasterCard logo. The red section says we hate gay people. The yellow section says we hate women's bodies. The middle reads we fucking hate you. Text. There are some things money can't buy. Hating artists and women's bodies, priceless. Done. It's getting posted. It's getting posted. I'm feeling many things in this Chili's tonight, including IBS. Many things being posted tonight in this chat. All right. All right. Pin a chat. I'm about to drop it. I'm about to... Don't clip that, please. The timing was crazy. Coop. That timing was crazy. I gotta lurk again, real for driving, but when I get home, I'll be back to modding for when I get to my computer. And before then, thank you, Anna. My pleasure. Anna about to drop a hot wet farty. Anna about to drop disposal content. All right, see, it's already doing some numbers. It's doing real Blue Sky numbers. 1 repost, 1 like. That's numbers. 4 reposts, 17 likes. We cooked. This one about to go viral. Okay, wait, let me pin both together so everyone can share it. Here you go. This is about to go viral in the group chat, in the GC. Pin this chat. I mean, mods, pin this. Yeah, Twitter has it. Don't worry, Pat. I already posted it. It's there. It's there. Pin it. Whoops. Wait. Blue Sky plus. Okay, pin this message. Not that one. Pin this message. Yeah, there you go. There you go. This about to do numbers. 10 reposts, 26 likes. It's cooked. They're done. They're cooked. I won. Payment processor situation over. One meme saves the world. Obliterate that twink immediately. That's a weird feet pic on my feet pic website. Are you calling Twitter or Blue Sky the foot pic website? Which one? Which one is it? Which one is the correct statement? Which one's the correct statement? I'm trying to see if there's anything else also Paypro related we should talk about. There's like age verification stuff. I don't want to get too into the weeds on that. Obviously, it's all bad. I did talk about the incest UK thing a little bit. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can think of. Discord age verification. Let me double check if there's any news about Faku really quickly. I forgot. I should check that. I think you covered like all major things. Me too. Age restricted adult content is crazy. Twitter, all right. Let me see if there has been anything from Faku. Okay, new book announcement. New Year's sale. Weekend Dojin. New book announcement. Monster. Ooh! Monster Girl sale. Oh, I missed it. Ugh, fuck me, dude. I'm checking the Fakus. I'm checking if there's anything new. Okay. There is a small update from Faku from 217. Staffer YQII did say, let me get this up. I'm going to also do a quick sweep because the Faku update. Y'all about to go wild here in the group chat. Okay. Monster Girl sale is over. I'm so sad. So I believe Faku switched payment processors. So things have been a bit better. Let me look while I got you guys here. We might as well talk about this a little. All right. So, okay. I'm going to first bring up something from early January that Jacob, who, runs Faku, posted. And then I will also bring up an update from February that I actually missed. I'll post this later on Blue Sky. But there's also a new update you guys should see as well. All right, so here, and then here. Okay, so I want to run through Monster Girl. I'm so sad the Monster Girl sale is over. I can't believe you've known me for nearly 2 years now, Coop. That's crazy. You've seen me through so many arcs of mine now. From Vice to ASMR to really that's about it. Okay, so first of all, let me just go over what Jacob did post in early January because it might have been missed in the shuffle from some of you folks. So back in early January, Jacob said, good news. This is on the Faku official Discord. We are testing out a new payment processor for Faku Unlimited. The transition to this new processor should be seamless and slowly rolling out this week. And Faku Unlimited has been opened back up to new users. Go for the annual sub. Within the next few days, we'll also hopefully be adding a new payment option for bank transfer, ACH, that will be entirely separate from our credit card options. Since this payment processor is brand new for us, if you notice any problems with it, you can email me directly with questions and I'll help get things fixed. Jacob@faku.net. Also, we had a big Christmas sale and another big New Year's sale prepared that were postponed. Those will hopefully be combined this weekend in one even bigger sale. Keep in mind, this is from like January. I'm going to have a much longer write-up about what happened with the payment processor, card banks, brands, etc. coming soon, but we are just focusing on getting everything back to normal right now. Thank you. And then we also had YQII, who is a staffer. What is going on with the fucking... Why does his image look like... Why does it look all weird like that? What did he do? Oh, I have chroma key on. Oh, I didn't realize I had chroma key on. That's so funny. I was like, why is it blacked out? There's a reason no one from staff even entertains anyone coming in here giving advice or arguing we should quote unquote fight back. This is also in the Faku Discord, YQII staff. Every payment processor, credit card, and bank is in lockstep on these policies, which is why you see this impact many industries. The idea we're in any position to push back is incredibly naive. There should be some good news on the way, and hopefully we can comment on this whole ordeal next month. Also, don't at staff. So they switched payment processors, right? Testing out a new payment processor. They're going to do a write-up about payment processors, card brands, etc. And they're addressing people directly saying, hey, this is basically like a situation about payment processors. So we don't really know what's happening at Faku until next month. This write-up was supposed to come in like December, January, February, and I'm not trying to hound Jacob or anyone at Faku because I understand why this is happening. This is very complicated stuff. The same way that like Link's Jinx is probably not going to have updates right away about stuff with Jinxxy and that adult marketplace. But this does suggest that whatever happened with Faku, and this is no surprise to anyone, it does suggest it's some sort of payment processor thing. Who's to blame? Why it happened? What's going on? We don't know yet. We're not going to know until there's that write-up in the news. And we might just have to wait. I will be completely honest. I'm really hoping the write-up drops in March, but I would not be surprised if we don't get it. They have given us a couple target deadlines for when they're going to finally explain everything that happened and like drop like all the information and clear the air, and it hasn't happened yet. And I 100% trust that it has nothing to do with like them not wanting to come out and discuss this with customers. This stuff is very complicated. It's hard to navigate. Everyone wants to get some sort of solution. I'm just glad they were able to find a payment processor that worked for them. Oh my God, are you calling Raven cute in my chat? That's crazy. It's not like that's a known thing. Yeah, it's a crazy password drop. I'm about to sign into Threads with that one. Just kidding. I'm not going to do that. All right. My friend hasn't confirmed whether I'm werewolf mogging. I'm so sad. Well, that's your Faku update. I don't know if there's anything else really to talk about. I don't really want to turn this into like a gaming stream because I have a lot of stuff I want to do. I do want to get done today. There's a lot of stuff I ought to get to. So, and probably we'll just kind of call it here. Maybe I'll stream again tonight. We'll see.